What's up, Swahili Nation family? Welcome back to Swahili Nation, guys. And this is One Africa Forum. For y'all who don't know anything about One Africa Forum, I started One Africa Forum a couple months ago, and I did like 10 different episodes. You guys can check it out in the playlist. You can see one playlist called One Africa Forum. And what basically we're doing in One Africa Forum is talking about different topics about Africa. I do remember we spoke about vaccine. We spoke about in Africa. We spoke about pretty much everything. Education. We spoke about everything. And I kind of felt a need to come back and to talk about everything about love, peace, and unity in Africa. Because you guys know, one day ago I released a video that I share my opinion about the letter that was written by the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, and I share my opinion in that video. And I really appreciate for the love and support for that particular video. And I have been reading comments, and I gotta be honest with you, I haven't finished reading all the comments yet because there's so many thoughts, so many comments. I've been receiving so many messages in my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. So I've been just reading and trying to learn, because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. It's very important to listen to one another. It's very important to give each other a chance. It's very important to give grace to one another, a chance to be listened, a chance to be heard. It's a right for everybody. There's a right to speak whatever that you want to say, but also there's a chance to be listened. If I speak, if I say something and I don't want to listen from y'all, then it's not really proper communication. It's just one-way communication. And I love the response, and I like every response. I love it. Negative response and positive response. I love all of them because it's very important to raise up your opinion, to raise up your voice, because I believe every voice matters. Your voice, you matter. Your voice matters. Because we have different experiences. What I'm going through is not what you are going through. And what you're going through is not what your neighbor is going through, right? You might be going through the same situation collectively, but you still go through some stuff individually. So when we give each other a chance to be listened and to be heard, I think that's the one step towards change. But if I point out something that is not right and you're building a wall against me that, I don't want to hear you, I don't want to listen to you, get out of here, then we're not really communicating and we're not going to reach anywhere. And that's not where we want to go. That's not where we want to reach in Africa. And I'm talking in general in Africa. That's not where we want to go. It's very important to have conversation about these things. That's why we are having One Africa Forum, a place where not only me, I will speak here, but you guys will have a chance to come to join me in the live stream and to share your opinion as well, accordingly to the topic that we are sharing. So what we're gonna be talking about today, later on soon, I'll be sharing a link in the comment section, and we'll have some people to come and to share your view and your opinion about that. Why we are talking about unity in Africa? Why we are talking about love and peace in Africa? Why that is very important for Africa? Why that is important for you as an individual, to have unity and to have love and to have peace with one another, with your neighbor, with the entire continent of Africa? Why it's important? It's important because two are better than one. And the bond of three people, or the bond of two people, is not easily broken. It's really difficult to be broken. Two are better than one. Imagine if you're walking alone, right? You have very long feet and you're walking alone. If you fall down or if you get injured, then you don't have anyone to help you right there. So we'll be deceiving ourselves if we think that I can make alone individually. We'll be fooling ourselves if we think that, my country can make alone. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need that. We'll be fooling ourselves. And I always say this here in Swahili Nation, that if your neighbor is not at peace, you're not at peace. You cannot be at peace if your neighbor is not at peace. And if your neighbor is crying, what do? You cry with your neighbor. That's the spirit of Africa. That's the identity of Africa. That's who we are. That's how we live. How do you guys eat at home? Because in my house, we eat together in the same thing. Like, we have one thing we call, in Tanzania, we call sinia. Like, we have sinia and we eat together, like all of us together. It's a family thing, right? It's a culture thing. Back home, I can meet someone who is new, right? And I can invite home and he can sleep there and we can eat together, and we can become friends and even family within a single day. Why? Because that is our culture. That's who we are. That is our identity. That's who God created us to be, right? And so when I'm sharing about these things, sometimes you might be thinking that this is not, it's not a cliche. It's not something that can easily be attained. If it was easy to love someone, if it was easy to love your neighbor, then I think we wouldn't be talking about this. It's hard, right? It's really hard because we look for a reason to love someone, right? We're searching for a reason to love someone. And sometimes you'll find reasons to also hate someone. That's what we're looking for most of the time. That, you know what, I hate you because of that and that and that. I love you because of that and that and that. But when you look for reason, you always find a reason to hate somebody. You always have a reason to love somebody. You always have. No, I've worked with a lot of people, in my life, and most of the time, like, for me, usually, I don't really like when someone is late, right? When you have an appointment with someone, some people that will come 30 minutes after, some people will come like 50 minutes after. So I really hate when someone is late, right? But every time when someone is late, they have a reason why they're late. Like, oh, I missed a bus. Oh, I wake up late. Oh, this and this. My watch, my time, it was somewhat wrong. Like, if you want to find a reason for something, you will always find a reason. And sometimes you might be asking yourself, why people hate me? Or why people hate that? Or why people hate my country? Or why people hate... because there's always a reason for something. And if you're looking for something not to love someone, you'll have a reason. If you're finding a reason not to want peace with someone, you always find a reason. If you find a reason to be divided with someone, you always find a reason. And when I'm talking about unity, we ain't talking about being similar. No. In Africa, we are very diverse. We have different culture. We have different languages. We have different religions. We have different colors. We have different people. We have different countries. It's actually one of the continent that is so diverse. It's number one continent that it has so many languages, so many people, so many colors, everything. So I'm not talking about assimilate. I'm not talking about being similar, but I'm simply talking about extending grace to one another. Extending grace. And it's so hard because when you look at the history, when you look at what we are going through, what we have been through, I think the question, this is my just personal opinion, right? This is my personal opinion. And soon, guys, I will be sharing the link in the comment section. And you can come if you have anything to share according to the topic that we are talking today. This is my personal opinion. The reason why we have history, and I remember this also, Caleb is here in the room. Caleb, he shared this before. The reason we have history, it's so that it may help us to predict, to look at the future and to see what went wrong in the past, to see what went right in the past, and to actually work on them so that we may do better in the future for tomorrow. That's the reason. The reason why we have history, not to dwell in the history, because that has already gone. It doesn't matter whether it was good or it was bad, it's already gone. But the reason why we have that, so that we may be motivated to actually live for tomorrow. We may actually learn from the mistakes. We may actually learn and grow from that and do some different. But a lot of us, including me, will let history drag us down and keep us there. And that's why I am very, very critical with all this mindset of Western and Eastern. And that's why I'm very critical, because the history tells us about colonialism, right? But where do I want to go? Do I want to be in a place where I cannot decide for myself? Do I want to be in a place where I cannot make decision for my people, for my family? Do I want to be in a place where I just want to be, I just want to always ask and want, like we have this one say that, don't give me fish, teach me how to fish, right? It's very important, and it's so true that I can easily give you fish, but if I give you fish, you're gonna eat today and tomorrow you're gonna want another fish. But the best thing I can do to you is to teach you how to fish. So the history that we have, the past that we have, it's actually giving us these desires and this anger, like not negative anger, but that anger of, you know what, I don't want to be where I used to be. I want to be somewhere else safe and better. And that is the spirit of Africa, because we understand what it means to be broke. We understand what it means to go through hell in the past, right? We understand that, and we don't want to see our generation live like that in the future. And that is our cry, like people like me and you. It's our cry to our leaders. It's our cry to our people who are actually making decisions in our countries. It's our cry that will be their determination. That will be their goal. That will be their focus. That, you know what, we want the best for Africa. We want the best for our people. And that's why we have this conversation today. Because it is possible to have love, peace, and unity in Africa. Because the way it is right now, some of us even feel like it's impossible for us to be united. And again, not to be similar, all right? Some of us will believe that it's impossible for us to be one Africa. It's impossible. But you know what? I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you that it is possible. And it starts from what we are doing right now. Conversation, talk. All right, you have different opinion, speak out your opinion. I have different opinion, I will speak out my opinion. And we'll have a common ground. We'll have something to discuss. We'll have something to work on, right? We're not going to build the walls. We're not going to push each other from one side and another side. No, we're going to sit on the same table and we're going to talk and we're going to have a conversation and we're going to figure out, where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? What kind of future do we want to have? What kind of future do I want my kids to live in? That's why we're having this conversation. And that's why love and peace and unity is so important, because the world we are having right now, I don't want my family to live in that world. I want to live in a better place. And the best thing I can do is creating right now. How many people are watching right now? We have 33 people right now. They're watching this live stream. If each and every single one of us, we have the same determination, our desire is love, peace, and unity, I'm telling you, we can change Africa. We can change our community. We can change our societies. Because you know what? We are so much stronger when we are one and when we are united. We are so much stronger, man. We're so much stronger. And it's scary. It's scary to other people when they see Africa, they're one. When they see Africa is united. When they see Africa, they're determined. When they see Africa, they know what they want to do. They know what they want to go for. You know what I'm saying? There are people who want us to always ask for help, or always not know what to do, always to look up someone. You know what? Yes, I'm going to look up somebody, but I'm going to look up to the heaven, because that's where my help comes from. Guys, I believe in God and I love God. And that is in our culture. That is in our belief. And that's the only place I look up to, because that's where my help coming from. But any human being out there, you are just like me. I am just like you. I am no special. I am no special. You are just like me. I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? You have your uniqueness. I have my uniqueness. As human beings, we are all We are all human beings, and that's what keeps us the same. But there are people who believe that they are below white people. They cannot do what they're doing. They will always ask for help and support. They will not be able to decide for themselves. That's the mindset that is in some of us, and that's the mindset that is actually in the other side as well. And that's some of the mindset that is in our leaders sometimes. Sometimes I want to be careful because not everybody is the same. Sometimes. But it's important to know that, you know what? It seems like it's impossible to have love, peace, and unity in our communities. But you know what? It is possible. Whoever says it's not possible, you know what? Africa is not your place. And so when you know that it is possible, you don't stay there. You take an action. What we are taking an action right now to have this conversation, right? When you believe that love, peace, and unity is possible in Africa, then you take an action. You don't sit there. You take an action. So you think that, okay, why do I not love that person? Why? You think about that. Why do I not want peace with that person? Why? Why do I want to be one with that country, with that place, with that place? Why? And I got to be honest with you guys, it's not easy. It's hard. Because that's what we've been trying to fight ever since colonialism until right now. It's hard. It's not easy to get there. I know it's hard, man. I don't think it's easy. I know it's hard. But you know what? We are building foundation. It's hard, and that's why we have to do it. When things are hard, we are not just stopping and back out and give up and running away because this is hard. No, when things are getting hard, we are actually standing up and we are facing it. That, you know what? I don't care how hard it is, but I'm going to fight until my last breath to make sure that we have love, peace, and unity. And even if we make improvement like this, it's worth it. It's still worth it. It's worth it. And I hope and I wish and I wish Africa will just wake up. And I wish Africa will just wake up and knowing that, you know what? We are brothers, we are sisters, we are family, and we are one, and we have nothing, no reason, nor anybody has a right to divide us. No, anybody has a right to separate us. Not anyone. And we'll be making a biggest mistake if we don't make that choice, because that choice, we are the only one who can make that. You can make that choice. I can make that. I made my choice. And my choice is what? Love, peace, and unity in Africa. And it's possible we can have it. It is possible. It is possible. The question is, how can I be united with someone who don't want to be united? Guys, I don't have an answer for that question. How can I be united with someone who don't want to be united? Because I might be willing to be united. Let's say Tanzania might be willing to be united with Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Somalia, South Africa. Huh? But what if the other side don't really want to be united? What are we doing? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I want to be united. You don't want to be united. What are you going to do? And I got to be honest. We have two different groups right now in Africa. We have a group that, of course, believes in that. Pan-Africanism, believe in that. They want that. But we have another group that they don't believe in that. And I got to be honest. I got to be very honest with you. I know you might have a reason, and this is my personal opinion, that we cannot be selfish. It's not part of our culture. It's not part of our blood. It's not who we are. We cannot be selfish. Individualism is not who we are. It's not who we are. That's not who we are. It's not us. It's not us, man. It's not us. I don't care how many cultures are coming in Africa, coming to your country. But you know what? Individualism, that's not us. That's not, I mean, I'm African, so I know this is not us. I don't know what you believe, but it's not us. That's not us. I believe in unity. We believe in oneness. We believe in that. And that's what we're going to get. And I always say this, guys, I'm going to share the link very soon. I always say this, guys. These three things, love, peace, and unity, man, it would be impossible to achieve. Impossible to achieve if we run with our own minds, if we run with our own powers, because this is what we've been trying all along, man. We have to put God at the center, man. I cannot leave that out. I don't care what kind of God you worship or what kind of religion you have, but we cannot achieve love, peace, and unity without looking at Him, without having God at the center. Without having Him, we cannot achieve that. We cannot achieve that. We just can't. It's not going to happen. It never happened before. It will not happen. It will not. Because how can you even love someone? It's $1 million question. How can you do that? Unconditional. Unconditional love. How can you do that? Unconditional love, it means like, you know what? I don't care what you've done to me. I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't care what you're planning to do right now. I don't care what you're going to do in the future, but I love you. How can you do that? How? I can't do that. Me with myself, I cannot do that. I have ego, you know, I'm selfish, you know, I victimize myself sometimes, you know. And I think this is what really it's hurting Africa, victimizing ourselves. How can I love someone unconditionally? It's impossible to do that. You've done something wrong to me. How can I do that? Let's say you stole something from me. How can I do that? Yesterday I shared something. I shared something yesterday in my story on Instagram of what happened in Afghanistan. The strike, the drone that, you know, the US has done, and then innocent people died. Kids, including kids, man, they died, they lost their lives. And I was watching the news, and I shared this on my stories on Instagram. They were interviewing those family, and then it was like, so what are you gonna do? What is your plan? And I cried when I was listening to that interview. If you haven't seen, guys, please go and watch. You can check out my story, Instagram story. You'll be able to see it. I cried because what I was thinking, man, this is dad that lost his children. He lost almost everybody in his family. He lost everyone, and he's alone, man. And they're asking him, what can you do? And he said this. He said, I want justice for my family. And my argument, it was, justice, it cannot bring back their lives. You know, they are gone. And justice, it cannot bring back. It cannot bring back. Justice cannot bring back the lives that are lost. It cannot. You kill somebody, right? I want justice for what you've done. You're going to go to jail. Is it going to bring? No, it's not. I was crying because I couldn't imagine me losing my family for something like that. I couldn't imagine me having kids and losing them. I couldn't imagine, man. I couldn't think about it. Like, I was like, what am I going to do, man? Realizing that my life has completely changed and I lost something that I will never, ever get back. Man, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Put yourself in that person's shoes. What are you going to do, man? And he say, I want justice for my family. And even that, he didn't get it because even officials, they didn't even reach out and call and talk to them. They didn't. I don't know if they have done it within these 12 hours, but within these 24 hours. But at that time when I was watching yesterday, they didn't. He just wants justice. Justice for people that die, lives that are lost. Man, how many lives are wasted every single day in Africa? Because of things like that, or because of wrong decisions that maybe politicians can make, or because of our actions we're doing towards one another. How many lives are lost? And maybe you're watching this live stream right now and you are a victim of that. Maybe that happened to you. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what I can say to make you feel better. I don't know, man. There's nothing you can say to change that. There's nothing you can say to change that. There's no word to explain that. For the lives that have been lost, for homes that have been destroyed, for kids that have been lost, innocent lives that have, there's nothing can be done. That's why I'm saying this, guys. That's what I'm saying. When you take God out of the picture, you take everything out of the picture. I just wish we have the fear of God again. That is my prayer for Africa. I say I pray for love, peace, and unity. I also pray for fear of God, because, man, when you do have fear of God, then you are not going to do what you're about to do. You ain't going to do that. You are not going to do it. You're not. Because nothing can bring it back. That guy, and maybe you're a victim of that, man. There's no word I can say to make you feel. There's nothing can pay that. Government can pay you money, but it cannot bring back the lives that have been lost, man. It cannot, man. I felt for them, man, and I had to share on my Instagram, and I had to speak out my mind that, you know what, they said that drone, it was just dropped there by mistake. So I'm like, you know what, innocent, the lives of so many innocent cannot be wasted like that. And then you say it was a mistake. Mistake? This has to stop. But you know what, Africa, we can make that decision. We can make that decision today by being united, by being one, because there's so many things we can achieve, so many things we can share with one another, so many things we can change if we cooperate with one another. I don't know what's happened that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can tell you my story, man, what I've experienced, what I've been through. You know, one of the things that we experience as Black people when you're out is racism. I experience that almost every single day. Racism. When I go out, when I'm in a bus, when I'm in a train, when I'm on the street, everywhere, every day, I've experienced that every day, guys, every day. Like, I'm being very careful to talk about this because I don't want you guys to just take that negative side. Okay, I gotta be clear that there's so many beautiful things, positive stuff, beautiful thing that I've experienced where I am right now. So many, and I am grateful. I'll forever be grateful. Who I am today is because of all those experiences that I went through. So there's so many good stuff experienced, but also racism. You experience that. You go in the subway, you sit down, and nobody wants to sit next to you. No one wants to sit next to you. And when I told kids, small kids, I told them about African culture. That's what I've done. I've done the part-time job that I've done when I came here is teaching kids, elementary school, actually from kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, till high school, teaching them about African culture. That's what I've done for many years. And when you meet these small kids and when you listen to them, what they say about you, you're wondering, how do you know about this? Then you realize that, oh my goodness, they don't just know from nowhere, but they have been taught. This is what they see on TV. This is what they see on movies. This is how Africa image has been portrayed on the social media, on the internet. Go on the internet right now and see. Just type the word Africa and you will see. Type the word Africa on Google and you will see what comes, right? A lot of stereotypes. Of course, you see a bunch of animals. You see a lot of dirtiness right there. You see a lot of disease. Look at all the advertisement of NGOs, like people with the only videos you'll see kids without shoes. You'll see some flies are coming over them, as if they're always waiting for flies to come and then to film. Yeah, that's what you will see on NGOs video. That's what you see. That's what I was seeing when I came here on the internet, on the TV, and everywhere. That's what I was seeing, and I hated it. I hated it so bad. So I was like, you know what? I want to change this image. So I started going to kindergarten. Kindergarten guys, small kids, the tiny kids. I have videos on my YouTube, Mika Chaval, you can check them out. Very small kids like this. Not like this, I'm exaggerating a little bit. But begin teaching them about Africa, hanging out with them. And every time when you're with them, they realize that, oh my goodness, it's not what I thought you are. It's not. I mean, I thought you were like this, or like that, but you are not. My point is, if I dwell onto that, man, if I look at how many reasons I have not to be here where I am right now, I have millions of reasons. And of course, I'm leaving very soon, but not because of that, because of some other reasons. But where do I want to be? What kind of future I want to build? When I came here, I felt really bad, and I was like, you know what? Until the time I leave here, I want to change something. I want to create a place where my brothers and sisters from Africa, when they come here to Korea, when they come here and they have life here, they're not going to see the same thing. Of course, they will experience other things, but at least I want to build a foundation, a place where you come and you say, like, okay, something has been done by Mika, right? Something has been done by him. Then you will come and you take over from that point and you move forward. So I didn't just walk away. I didn't just run because it's so difficult. In the first 2 months, I was crying and I wanted to leave, but I didn't. I stayed. Because some other things people, they do because of ignorance. They don't know. They're not aware. And they need someone who can be there, someone who is willing to actually hear and to actually feel, but also to sit down, to talk, to communicate. But you know what? We are finding common ground right now to communicate. And that's what we can try to do in Africa. Because there's so many reasons to not love someone. There's so many reasons to not be one with someone. There's so many reasons to not wanting peace with someone. There's millions of reasons. But are you willing to let all of those go? And are you willing to let all of those excuses go? Are you willing to let go of all those legitimate reasons? Not only excuses, maybe you have legitimate reason. Are you willing to let go and to want to love and peace and unity with that person? Because the more we are running away from that, the more innocent people and innocent lives are lost every single day. And I'm telling you, there's one day, man, we're going to answer before God. One day we're going to answer before God, because I have a part to play. You have a part to play. The reason why I am so passionate about this, because, man, I believe I have a part to play. And one day when I stand before God, I will be asked, what did you do to change that? You'll be asked, what did you do to change that? Did you pray? Did you say anything? Did you do anything? What did you do to change that? Africa will prevail. That's what's up, man. There's a lot of comments here. I appreciate, guys. So I'm gonna share the link right now in the comment section, and I want to welcome some people to come to share something. But before that, I want to go through these comments, because I feel like there might be some. Ebenezer, I spoke to Ebenezer today. There are people who will betray their own kind with the thought of being superior. Find out why it is happening. Sometimes even families are not united. That's what PM Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia is doing, standing up to us. I do have fear that the rest of the world will be quiet if things were to go wrong, like we are quiet about Afghanistan. This is very interesting point. You know, most of the time when you do something right, people, they are scared. People are afraid, you know, and that's why some people, they got mad at me because of what I've done, the reaction on the letter. But this is what I'm saying, that some people, they cannot stand and say what needed to be said. And love, peace, and unity is very important for Africa. But we have people who are afraid speaking the truth. We have people who are afraid in doing that. And when you find few people who are confident they can say that, you got to stand with them. Because I am here for Africa, man. And I want love, peace, and unity for Africa, man. And that's what I want. That's my desire. You know what I'm saying? That's my desire. And, man, when I say this, I know some of you feel me. Some of you don't feel me, and that's fine. But those who feel me, they will take actions, right? And that's what happens with this letter, because there are people who are feeling that and they're taking action that, you know what, Africa, we can do it. Africa, we can do this. Africa shall prevail. Africa, we can be united. Africa, we can have love. We can have peace. We can live in harmony. We can have that. And when you have that belief, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time, because God is with us. Yes, if we are united, we'll be undefeated. God will be with us. 100%. 100%. All right. I'll go ahead to share this link. And I know I've spoke to Ebenezer before. But one thing, when you're coming to the link, I know we have a lot of people that might want to share their opinion. I want us to be very respectful towards one another. I want us to, because I don't want to generate hate. You know what I'm saying? Hate is not my language. It's not our language. It's not God's language, man. It's love. It's God's language. And I want us to be different. I really want us to be able to talk to someone that don't want to talk to you. If someone don't want to talk to you, there's a reason why someone don't want to talk to you. And you need to be able to find, to be able to talk to that person. You know what I'm saying? That's how much sacrifice you can go just to one peace with someone. That's how much sacrifice you can go just to one love with someone. We cannot give up, man. We cannot give up. If someone say, I don't want to be united with you, we can just stop there. We can always find a way to be united. We can always find a way. That's why it's hard. It's hard loving someone. It's hard wanting peace with someone. But we gotta go for it. Well, we have Caleb. We have Caleb here. Caleb, welcome, man, to One Africa Forum. What's up, Caleb? Can you hear me? Hello, Caleb.
Hello, Mika. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yes. What is your take?
The thing that I wanna say is that like first of all, there's something that we should know is that we should have a positive mindset in our mind. There are lots of cultural clashes in my country. We have the biggest problem, the biggest cultural clash in the Horn of Africa is the Ethiopian and the Somali stuff, and Kenya. Ethiopia and Kenya are on the one side, in the Somalis against us, always fighting against Al Shabaab. They want to great Somalia. Do you think this matters? If Somalia is in Ethiopia and even it's in Kenya, and there are some Somali parts of that countries, do you think it's good to fight? Do you think that's positive? It's a matter of division. I don't believe on that. That's the biggest problem in the Horn. But still, if you ask an Ethiopian, what do you feel about Somalia? They're gonna say you that they love Somalia. I date lots of Ethiopians that have positive mindset about Somalis, but at the same time, there is lots of first of all, there are lots of things that divide us, but at the same time, you should even when you I am saying that I'm still loving Somalis. The Al Shabaab doesn't represent Somalis. We shouldn't generally judge peoples. There must be peoples that think bad, and there are peoples that think good. Even if the government don't like Pan-Africanism, you don't know about the people, because the people may like Pan-Africanism. So
That's true.
you can't be sure about something. So generally judging should be omitted on this stuff. First of all, to make one Africa, you shouldn't judge people's generally. You shouldn't say this tribe is not good, this tribe is not. You shouldn't talk about that. You shouldn't judge the peoples. You don't know why the peoples have that opinion. They may have a positive background, or they may have positive things they want to do, but there are sometimes cultures that are negative for your culture and positive for their culture. So they may think that this may be a cultural this maybe makes a cultural clash, but you should accept and see by their shoes. You should think by their shoes and think that why are these people thinking like this? Why are these people thinking like this? Even they may be affected by you. You may even don't know, but you are affecting them. You may even do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first see yourself And
mm,
secondly, you should be on their shoes to know. You can't perfectly know their problems, but
mm, mm,
even in my country at this time there is a war, the Tigrayan war.
mm, mm,
Most of Ethiopians at this time like think that okay, the Tigray people are bad for us at this time, but still, if you believe or not, there are Tigray Amhara marriage. Even yesterday
mm,
there was that kind of marriage. Like, you can't separate these peoples. It's very
mm,
hard to separate these peoples.
mm,
These peoples are tied by blood. Even Ethiopian and Eritrea, they try to separate us for 27 years, but they can't.
mm,
They can't separate you. Like, like in terms of separation, they can't do that. And also, when you think about that, like when you think about the African stuff that we have,
mm,
I'm gonna ask you a question, Amika.
mm,
Like, imagine a Western country collapse, like USA collapse, and
mm,
Democratic Republic Congo is still not developed. Who do you
mm,
think can get the development as fast as he can?
mm. That's a good
Democratic
question.
Republic Congo has lots of resources than USA, so they can
Mm,
gain anything that they want. It's
mm,
it's very it's very small effort that asks to achieve the achievement of USA. But
mm,
these countries try to interfere in this country's stuff and make us divided to don't achieve that by that speed. Even when you say the exports of DRC, like they are lots, they export more than Ethiopia, but they aren't stable.
mm,
Imagine if they are stable, these people can make more than that they can do at this time.
mm,
So, like, first of all, we have lots of resources to do on. Even like,
mm,
do you know what Ethiopian fathers do? Like at the time of war, the Italis, British, when they come to Ethiopia, the thing that they first do are that they take lots of books from Ethiopia, because Ethiopian peoples are known for producing lots of medicines.
mm,
So even at this time, you are not even at this time there are books that can be feasible for peoples. Like
mm,
the priestess in the Orthodox Church hide the books because like they think they don't believe the generation that they have in this time. They have lots
mm,
of medicines, but they
mm,
hide that. Even we have lots of hidden germs. But first of all, the thing that we should do is not generalizing peoples by just a single mistake. And the
mm.
second thing is that we have lots of things, so we shouldn't think about division, and
Yeah.
they can't separate us. We should believe
Mm,
on this very well. Like, how can you separate Ethiopian and Eritrean people? It's very hard to do that. Even
yeah.
you can separate. Even Tanzania and Ethiopia are very far apart, but you can separate these two peoples. How
Mm,
can you? If we want to separate, our skin color even make us united.
mm,
This
mm,
is my skin color. I'm still black,
mm,
and I'm proud of being black.
mm,
Even if I want to be separated, I'm going to be generally as black. I'm going to be generally counted as black. So still we can be separated, and we should do on our stuffs, and we shouldn't fight. And we just need a very small effort to achieve something.
mm.
That's the thing that I have for today. I want to hear your response first before I leave.
Wow, thank you so much, Colin. Thank you so much. Something that I will want to pinpoint what you say, which is, I think it's very important for all of us to consider and to think about it. Um, it's we have to learn how to be critical to ourselves, like with ourselves and with our actions. You say something
Yes.
else, something that we cannot generalize, right? We don't need to judge. We have to reflect. If you want to get better, if I want to get better, guys, this is what I do whenever I want to get better. I am very critical with myself. When someone like hate me, when someone curse me or do some wrong to me, I always ask myself, why this person did this to me? What did I do? Oh, what should I have done better? To change that. I'm very critical with myself, and that I think it helps me to improve. It helps me to grow. It helps me to be humble. To keep my ego in check. That what I need to reflect myself, and I think this is one of the ways that we can do, which you pointed out, and I just want to add some point that it's very important for us to reflect on ourselves. It's very easy to point fingers, and it's very easy to judge. And it's very easy, I said, it's very easy to victimize ourselves. But you know what? Your story is true to you. My story is true to mine. At the end of the day, we're never going to have a common ground because you have your story, I have my own story. It's like all the crises we are having right now. When you look at the internet, when you look at the news, when you look, like there's always two different sides of stories. There's this story, there's that story, there's that story, there's that. But the point is, we are not finding like which story is is true and like who is right and who is wrong. Because if that's the case, then we are not gonna reach to that point. Nobody's gonna accept to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like we human beings, we have this eagerness that we don't want to accept when we done something wrong. So we cannot, even though we know deep inside our heart that I'm wrong, I screwed up, but I cannot say it. I will act as if I'm just fine. I'm just fine. So our point and our focus should be like, okay, I see some wrong right there, right? What have I done? Have I been right in everything that I do? We need to be critical to ourselves, because when we are at that point, then we'll extend grace to one another. Because when you see what you have done wrong, you're not going to judge the other person for what he or she has done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this in different levels. It might not apply in everything, but sometimes sometimes it can sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work when we are trying to be critical with ourselves and trying to reflect on ourselves. When we do that, I do believe that we will know that, you know what, I'm not right all the time. And of course,
Yeah.
not right all the time. Oh, we both know that,
Yeah.
okay, we might be wrong sometimes. Yes, we are. Okay, then that could be the reason to unite, us, that, okay, we are wrong sometimes. Okay, right, we're wrong. We're right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is very important, what you've just mentioned.
Yeah, even there is a saying of Ethiopians. When you point your
Mhm.
one finger, four fingers are gonna point towards you.
Oh yeah, yeah. We say the same thing back home. This.
Yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right,
So
guys.
like
Yeah.
that's the thing that we should focus on. We should focus on development than fighting and other stuff.
Yeah.
And we should be siding together. Even at this time, I feel ashamed when I see some countries that are against Ethiopia. Like, do you see Tunisia was against Ethiopia, and I was ashamed about that. Why?
Uh,
Why are they against us? That like
uh,
all African countries were siding with Ethiopia against Egypt and Sudan in terms of the dam issue, and there are African countries that doesn't choose justice. So are you gonna hate them? I don't hate the country. I don't hate the
mm,
people. But
mm,
when you see these kinds of thing, you'll be shocked. Like
mm,
how can you not be with the truth? It's impossible. Like when you see a truth that is open for everyone, how can you be against that? Like when I see you, it's Mika. If I say you are Kalab, like am I correct? Like it's a universal. It's how can you be against this kind of news? Like when I
yeah.
see these kinds of things that are African countries that don't believe in their identity, that prefer themselves as Arabs, and some
Mm,
African countries that are against African countries, with like when there's a fight between two countries, they're gonna be
mm,
against the truth. First of all, we should see the truth. Like we should focus on doing the truth, and we shouldn't even I'm Ethiopian. I don't eat Egyptians. Like lots of Ethiopians do, but I don't hate Egyptians. Like,
mm,
uh, there are peoples, there are still peoples. We have lots of culture to share with them, and
mm,
they are still our African brothers. But when you
yeah.
when there is a false opinion, always,
Mm,
as you mentioned before, like always someone can't be correct. So
yeah.
you should you should teach that, like you should show the peoples like
Mm,
this thing is this up according to me. I don't want to affect you. Even Ethiopians,
mm,
where we don't want to affect anyone. Like we don't want to affect Egypt. We don't want to affect Sudan in terms of
mm,
the dam. So like first of all, when we do development, we shouldn't be against others' development. We should focus
yeah.
on like how this thing doesn't affect me. If that
Mm,
affect it, try to solve it by discussions and other stuff, not trying to fighting. Even to Sudan is at this time attacking us, and we kill lots of Sudanese people. Is this? Do you think this is correct? Like lots of people at this time are affecting us, but Sudan's are our African brothers. We were at the time of their
mm,
crisis at the time with South Sudan. We were there with them. We were there with them at the time of lots of stuff.
Mm.
So this is that the thing that we should supposed to be like. They shouldn't help terrorist groups to try a war against us. This is not the
Mm.
thing that we should learn from. Like there is a Kenya in our neighborhood. The Kenya never attacked us. There is Djibouti. They never attacked us. Even Eritrea after the peace they never attacked us. They are even helping us at this war. Like we should build a status in your neighborhood. Like first of all, to go wide to Africa, I'm in the Horn, so I should make a good integration in the Horn. And when I will be big at the East Africa, and I will be big at the Sub-Saharan Africa, and I will be big in the whole Africa. That's the thing that first we should start from yourself and your family and go abroad. So
Yeah.
like we should help each other at the time of stuffs. If there is a crisis, like when you like you make a video about that, like even when there is a crisis in Korea, we were out there to help. Even my grandfather sacrificed his life. My great grandpa sacrificed his life in that war.
Mm.
That like for African countries, it's more than for Korea. Like Korea is a country that's out of Africa, but we Africans are is the same blood, the same color. So
Mm.
we are like brothers, not like friends. So we should help at the time of crisis and other stuff. So
Yeah.
thank you for giving me this chance, Mika. I really appreciate the things that you are doing. God bless you. God be with you. I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you.
Appreciate, Caleb. Thank you so much, man, for everything you've shared. Appreciate.
Thank you.
That was Caleb, man. Caleb has been with me from the start when I started One Africa Forum, and I appreciate for the message of love, peace, and unity that you shared. It's your voice matters, guys. Your voice matters. And the link that I share in the comment section is the link for you. If you have anything that you want to share, you can actually come and I'll allow you to be here and to share your opinion. Your voice matters. And what we are trying to achieve here, guys, as Caleb shared as well, is not pointing fingers. Okay, that's not what I will do. In every single situation that is happening right now or will happen in the future, my job is not pointing fingers and who is wrong and who is right. That's not my job. Because you know what is my job? My job is to love. God says, love one another. That's my job. My job is not to judge. If I point fingers that you're right, you're wrong, I'm judging. And I can't do that. That's not my job. My job is to love you, whether you're right or wrong, to love you, right? Because love changes everything. And love is more powerful than hatred. It's more powerful. That's my job. And that's what we need in our communities, in our families. It starts from the bottom line. Here on social media, it's very easy to attack people on social media. Very easy. One day I was doing this live stream and then somebody was attacking in the comment section, and I share. I sent him I don't know if it's him or her. I sent the link like this. I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like you don't have to attack me. I'll just share the link and come. Let's have conversation. It's okay. We don't have to agree in everything. We can agree to disagree. The reason why we are divided because we don't agree in a lot of things. But do you want us to agree in everything? No, we are not agree in everything. We're not gonna we're not gonna agree on everything because we're different people. We see things from different perspectives, different angles. The way I see things happening is not the same way you see them happening. It's not the same way she or he see. So we are not gonna agree in everything. But is that the reason why we should fight? Is that the reason why we should be divided? Is that the reason why we should not have peace and love with one another? No. We should agree to disagree. That all right, we don't agree with this, but I still love you. Yes, I still love you too. All right. We can still work together. Yes, we can still work together. Yes. Yes, that's what is happening even in a different religion. That's one of the things that I say in most part of Africa, it's a big issue, religion, right? It's a big issue. It divides a lot of corners in Africa, right? And one of the good example, I mean, it's again in Ethiopia, because we've spoken about this a lot of time. You can see how many people are living in peace and love in how many different religions. There's something in Tanzania as well. My own nation, my own country. We are living with peace with one another, man. Even though we have different kind of religion, and some other countries that maybe I haven't mentioned, but maybe coming from that country. If you're coming from that country, let me know right now in the comment section if you don't have any issue with religions things. This is very important, and the reason why that also divide people, can you imagine like how ridiculous it is that because of religion you are divided? It's dumb, it's stupid, it's ridiculous, it's something, it's unacceptable. Like because of God you divided somewhere. Does God want us to be divided? Heck no. Religion should be the reason why we're united, because with your religion you preach about that. My religion, I preach about that. It doesn't matter the way that you worship and the way I worship. All of us, we're not going to worship in the same way. Like, even though I want to, even though you want to, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to be like that. It was not like that in the times of Jesus. It's not going to be like that right now. It's not going to be like that. We're always going to have these differences, but we should learn how to live with differences. It's like when you're in the middle of the storm, right? You're with your boat, right? You're with your boat and you're moving from one area to another area, right? Let's say I'm moving from Dar es Salaam to Zanzibar. I'm in a boat, and then the heavy storm is coming, is hitting my boat, right? Hitting my boat. Am I gonna give up and be like, what, I'm dead, or oh my goodness, I died? No, you should learn how to swim in the midst of the storm. That's why we have to learn, Africa. We should learn how to swim in the middle of the storm. We in the midst of the storm. We should learn how to love one another in the midst of disagreements. We should learn how to want peace and to be united with one another in the midst of, well, I'm running out of words there. Somebody help me, please, in the comment section. Learn how to do that in the midst of chaos. We should learn how to find peace. Yeah, we should learn how to find peace in the midst of chaos. We should learn how to do that. And that will help us to work together. But when you say, you know what, you're different from me, we cannot work together, that's when we have all these divisions. That's when we have that. We don't have to be the same. We can be different, but we can still work together. We can still extend grace toward one another. And that's what I'm saying, man. Think of, let's extend grace, man, towards one another. How many wrong things you've done? Ask yourself, how many wrong things you've done? Let me ask you a question. How many wrong things you've done? How many wrong things I have done, me? Oh, man. For God's sake, let me tell you guys, I've done a lot of wrong things. Like right now, if God he was punishing people because of wrong things, man, I would have been gone long time ago. I wouldn't even have Swahili Nation today here. But because of the grace of God, I'm still alive. I'm still here, man. Do I deserve this? Am I a good person? Am I always doing the right thing? No, I don't. But of course, I'm a good person. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I actually believe, this is just my belief, my personal belief, that people, they have bad behavior, but it doesn't really necessarily make them a bad people. It doesn't do that. But people, they do have bad behaviors. But there's still hope. There's still hope. And that's why we are talking here today, because there's a hope in the midst of the storm. There's a hope in the midst of chaos. There's a hope in the midst of wars. There's a hope, man. And we can find that. It's right there next to us. Ebenezer. My brother, welcome back. Ebenezer, can you hear me? Hello?
Hey, MC.
Yes, Ebenezer. Dr.
Hello?
Ebenezer. What's up? Can you hear me, Ebenezer? Oh. All right. Okay. There's something here. Ebenezer, I think I'm losing Ebenezer. There's one question here. As you're getting things right. He said, are we only talking about Ethiopia or Africa? Bro, I feel like all Africans, brothers and sisters, is my real siblings. But if we're only talking about only Ethiopia, I will leave. Jama, Jama, we are talking about Africa, right? And that's what I've been talking from the beginning up to now. And I don't know where Jama you are coming from, but uh, if you have anything, in case if you have anything to share, it's your moment. This is your platform. I share the link in the comment section for you guys to have an opportunity to actually come and to share your opinion. And the link is in the comment section. But I cannot stop if someone who is coming here is Ethiopian and sharing their opinion. I cannot stop. So your story matter, my story matter. But I appreciate for the reminder that guys, we are talking about Africa. And when you're talking about Africa, we are talking about all the countries in Africa. All right, that's a good reminder. Ebenezer, welcome back.
Hi. Hello?
Can you hear me, Ebenezer?
Hello, MC. Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Your voice is very low. I can barely hear you. Hello? Ebenezer must be having a technical problem.
Hello?
Ebenezer, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay, okay, I can hear you now too. Go ahead, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
But I can't hear you, MC. Sorry.
You cannot hear me? Oh, Ebenezer cannot hear me. Can you guys hear me? Like, can you guys hear me right now? All right, Ebenezer is going. Exactly, bro. I agree with you. We don't have to judge each other. We need to stand together. Also, I know we don't actually hate each other always. There's someone using us. That's that. That's interesting point as well. Yes,
Hey,
Ebenezer.
how are you?
Man, it's good. It's been a while, Ebenezer.
Yeah, I know. You've been out for a while, I think.
Yeah. It's been a lot going on, but it's good to see you again, man. What is your take today?
Good to see you. I was listening to everything actually.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting topic, and
Mm,
everyone chipped in a lot of things, and it was quite interesting because I agreed with Kalab. He was, I think, live, and it was a nice. He picked up really nice points about tolerating the differences and you know working on unity.
mm,
Well, I think we need to focus more on like the things that unite us as a nation, as a continent. Africa has been robbed of her resources and all the things for 500 years. And we haven't even taken revenge against anyone who tried to abuse us, attack us, and still we're being targeted, attacked, um, because I believe we can do better. We can do better than them,
mm,
better than the ones that did us wrong. You don't show
mm,
people the being right by doing wrong or by doing the same mistake, by committing the same mistake that they committed. So
mm,
I believe this conversation, this forum, this channel is
mm.
how we are going to get to one Africa.
Yes,
This is where we start. This is
yes.
where we get people with same mentality, same
Mm,
kind of mindset on this platform.
mm,
You can see what's happening around the world when one country decides to, you know, like for example, I was trying to read about the International Criminal Court today
mm,
because I was, somehow amazed by how that court functions, and I was just trying to
mm,
Google and read about the
mm,
laws and all those things, and I saw something interesting because you know many countries are
mm,
not abiding by those laws. but they want the rest of the world to abide by those laws. And then one of those laws are, for example, they're only applied in Africa. They're only
mm,
applied when it comes to China. They're only applied when it comes to Russia or
mm,
somebody else. Those laws actually don't have jurisdiction over Israel, over Palestine, over uh, call it the United States.
mm,
Atrocities committed in Afghanistan, in Iraq, they were never taken to International Criminal Court. They were just
mm,
tolerated, but
mm,
there were atrocities. But when it comes
mm.
to Africa, people kind of tend to exaggerate whatever is happening,
Yeah.
and make it a big deal because they know once Africa is united, once Africans are awake, and once they start thinking, that's the biggest problem that the world will face. And for sure, they know this. So they understand it. This is about, creating chaos, and
Mm,
you build your capital on that chaos. Like you make money out of that chaos.
yeah.
Private contractors, military, they
Mm,
survive by doing something. Like,
yeah.
and that something is us. We become the proxy ground for Africa becomes a proxy ground for trial of weapons, for
Mm,
uh, strategies of war, and all those things. So when you
mm,
see those, for example, the one of the Geneva Conventions says,
yeah.
using children as soldiers, human shielding. These are
Mm,
international crimes. I mean, war crimes committed
mm,
even in Ethiopia by the terrorist group TPLF.
mm,
But when you look at it, nobody's concerned about it because who cares about the Tigrayan kids dying? Who cares about the Tigrayan women and children dying over there? No one.
mm,
The only
mm,
thing they want to do is just aggravate this war that's happening in Ethiopia, and they just want to
mm.
feed off that war. It's like what do you call it? There are it's not mutualism, it's not proto cooperation in biology or anything. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing, like they just want to feed off war. They
Mm,
just want to show the power that they have over everything. I mean, literally, this time we
mm,
saw, I mean, before, it was a conspiracy theory because for us, it was a conspiracy theory when the United States interfered in Libya and Gaddafi was assassinated. The
mm,
intentions weren't to liberate the Libyan people. Look at the lifestyle of Libyans currently. Look at the lifestyle of Syrians currently. Look at the lifestyle of Palestinians. Look at the lifestyle of Afghanistan. So Afghan people are suffering. There was like, even movie people didn't imagine this kind of problems in
yeah.
Afghanistan. People were actually trying to flee Afghanistan on airplane wing, which is unthinkable. It's not even imaginable. But they did. People fell off from the wings of an airplane, a military airplane. And
Mm,
they were afraid because whatever they gave them is not going to make them survive with Taliban. And
mm,
Taliban was actually created. ISIS was actually created.
mm,
Created with a mentality of you're better, you're gonna do better, you'll always be better, you're better than the rest of the world, you're
mm,
special. Like that special feeling, that special relationship that you think you have with Westerners, which you don't actually have any. Because at the
yeah.
end of the day, they'll be using
Being
you and
used.
throwing you. I don't
And
hate.
you're being
Uh,
used. Yeah.
yeah, I don't hate people. To be honest with you,
Mm,
I love people.
mm,
Uh, I love white or black. I don't mind. But I
mm,
want people to know the reality. I want people to know the truth. This is the truth.
mm,
Sometimes what you do and what
mm,
your country does affects me. And when it affects me, it becomes kind of personal. That
mm,
doesn't mean that we're attacking foreigners in Ethiopia.
mm.
Like in Ethiopia, foreigners are actually living with us. We're currently
Mm.
working with them, and
Yeah.
they walk on the streets. Even Americans walk on the streets, and but the American president is trying to put sanctions on Ethiopia.
Mm,
But when you look at it, we can do better. That's what I believe. We can do better. We can be better than them, better than what they did to us, and better than what they think they can do to us. Because
mm,
At the end of the day, it's not the vengeance that you show that matters. It's the love that you show that matters, because
mm,
it's all about love. It's all
mm.
about uniting Africa. What
Yeah,
I want to say about Africa here is, whether we like it or not, we need to wake up.
yeah,
It's not whether they like it or not, and whether we like it or not, we need to wake up. We need
mm,
to get up. We
mm,
need to get our things together.
mm,
We need to work on unity and diversity. Trust me, we are the most
mm,
tolerant when it comes to diversity. I can tell
mm.
you that. Muslims and Christians live together in Ethiopia. Even now, we have different religions. I mean, people's opinions are different, but we have different religion types in Ethiopia. We survive.
Mm,
We have 86 ethnic groups. We're still
mm,
okay. We're united. I
mm.
mean, so far we're united. There are differences. The difference doesn't mean that I have to fight with you. Like, winning the argument is better than winning the person. Like, you have to win the argument
That's true.
instead of the person. You don't insult
Mm,
the person who's arguing with you. You
mm,
insult the argument itself, because it's a material, it's an object that you're discussing about. It's something that you're discussing about. So what I want to say is, Europeans never tolerated tolerance. They don't have
mm.
tolerance.
Yeah,
They don't even have diversity. Uh, Americans do, but Europeans never have. If you go to,
yeah,
like, different countries, mostly they're citizens. Like, they belong there. They never came out of the country or something like that. We have a lot of diversity. So
mm.
working, on our differences, it's not about working on our differences. It's all about working on common grounds. What
Yes.
do I benefit by being an African? One
Mm,
Africa. What are
mm,
my pure benefits? What are the advantages? What are the
mm,
disadvantages? Okay,
mm,
there might be disadvantages. You might have, a better currency right now, and you might not have that currency when Africa is united, but it doesn't matter. We're all going to
mm,
that level, and we're willing
mm.
to do it. As long as there is willpower. I sent you a comment that says,
Yeah.
um, one, I said, united we prevail,
Mm.
and divided we fall. And the other
Oh
one
yeah.
is, um, more than that, there's an African saying that says, if you don't have enemy within,
Mm.
the enemy without cannot harm you or hurt you.
Yeah.
Because
Like
that's
that.
the only thing we need to do. If we stand together, then we cannot be hurt. We cannot be
That's true.
harmed. When you look at Africa, there is a huge land, there is a huge resource, there's
Mm,
an amazing weather compared to other countries. And then
mm,
when you come to Ethiopia specifically, I think Ethiopia, if it works on its agriculture, can
mm,
feed almost East Africa with the potential that we have. And the rest of Africans don't need to be concerned about food. They need to be concerned about industrialization and
mm,
other stuff. And this is called togetherness, working together. Like I said last time, we need to work on our education system.
yeah.
Like, why would I hate you? Why would you hate me? Those are not the questions. I shouldn't be hating you in the first place. In the second
Mm,
place, that's what they put among us. Like, this is a
mm,
systematic way of divide and conquer, way, like during the colonial period. So they put
mm,
that part on us, and they told us, you know, if you get close to me, if you trust me, I'll give you whatever you want,
mm,
and you'll be better than them, and you're smarter. This is what they do to you, to divide you. This is what they do. When I look at you, I remember when there was a Dutch guy here in Ethiopia. He said, you know the Tigrays are the smartest people in Ethiopia. And I was surprised to hear that. Who told them? The colonial system that was there. The period was the TPLF regime, and he heard that they're special people because they're in power,
mm,
and now they want to bring them back to power because they were comfortable for them. Like, they were okay with them. And Dr. Abiy is not a puppet government. He said there will not be a puppet government in Ethiopia again. So they want a puppet that they can run around. They maneuver you. They want to maneuver you wherever you go. That's not going to happen in Ethiopia. You respect us, you work with us. That's not going to happen in Africa. You have to respect us.
It is, huh? It's tough somehow. Well,
Okay, I'm back.
um,
So I think that's the most important thing, MC.
yes.
So I believe Africa can be united. I believe
Yeah.
I'm actually I sent you some file that I was working on, and
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. And we need to redefine everything in Africa. What is human rights in Africa? What's political rights in Africa? What is democracy in Africa? We need to redefine instead of accepting whatever they told us. That's how they made us believe everything. They told us uh, in supremacy, and we believed it. Our ancestors believed it, whether you like it or not. I was in a rural part of Ethiopia last time, and someone just said they're better than us, somehow. And I was like, no, they just want you to think that way. It's not that they're better, it's just that they want you to think they're better. So in doing so, that you will always expect something from them, and then you just ruin your life, destroy everything that you could be, the potential that you have. I want to mention Dr. Miles Monroe. If you have read his books, I don't know. In one of his books, he mentioned um, a potential. He was talking about a potential of a person, and he said, take a good look at your phone, if it's Apple or Samsung or something. Take a look at it. There is a brand on it. There is a logo of Apple or Samsung on it. So he said, when Apple produces that phone, in the company, they test every single phone, and they will not let it in the market without it being tested. That means every phone that leaves the company is functional. And he said, the same way God has tested you and made you perfect so that you can function in this world with a potential that you provided. So there is one race in the world. That's the human race. There's no black, there's no white, there's no Asian. It's just a genetic mutation. It's not a race. Race, religion, all those things are created by humanity so that we can be divided. Nowadays there is feminism, like if you're women cannot do that. If you say that, there is a woman getting pissed at you and saying, like, you're sexist. I'm not being sexist. I'm just thinking, maybe I'm just being thoughtful. So this is how they want to divide the world. And we're focused on the minor stuff, and at the end of the day, you're forgetting the big picture. What they're doing to you. It's called subliminal messaging. They message your subconscious, then your subconscious grows into believing it is the lowest being in the world. No, we're not. We're human. Whatever brain I have, you have it. It's how much you're willing to go to achieve your potential that matters. The question is not about, are we equal? It's, are we using it equally? That's the only question that Africans need to ask. Don't we have the brain of Albert Einstein? Don't we have the brain of Elon Musk? Don't we have the brain of Bill Gates? We do, actually. That's what we were discussing last time, before we went off for a while. That's what we were discussing. We were not just entertainers. Look at the entertainment business. I was watching this weird video, a black guy in America buying and wearing a $80 million watch, and black people are being shot on the streets. Like, this is where we need to work on black consciousness. Like, we need to work on making awareness about what are the major things that we need to focus on. People are planning to go on Mars. People are building habitats on Mars, on the moon. We're so focused on popularity contest.
Yeah.
How do I look? How much your phone costs, how much your laptop costs. That's the competition in Africa. That's the weird part. And you know what I don't understand mostly is when success is low in your area. For example, in Africa, success is very low. You know, like the number of people who are rich are very, very low. And in Ethiopia, I can give you an example. People drive weird cars that you have never seen. I mean, even you've never even imagined in your life. Like people drive those cars, and you wonder, uh, man, I wish I had that car because like there is no successful people around you. But when success becomes common, you stop focusing on minor stuff, on cars, shoes, brand T-shirt, and brand jeans, and the way who do you call it? The rappers are dressed in America. All those things. Africans dress up that way. It's funny because it's an identity crisis that was created on us. Nike, Adidas, or something. We're wearing those things because we have identity crisis. So we need to work on our identity. We are special. We actually gave the world everything that it has today, and we are the source of life. Life started evolutionary or religiously, whether you like it or not. Life started in Africa and up to Mesopotamia. So the current day Iraq or Iran. So up to that was the Garden of Eden. So whether we like it or whether they like it or not, whether we like it or not, we gave life, or God started life here in Africa, and we need to focus on our potential, and we need to unite for the common good of everyone.
Yeah, man.
So I think that's the whole gist of my conversation.
I really appreciate Ebenezer. I was trying to charge my phone on my camera. I really appreciate, man, for your insight. It's very important, and I believe Africa is watching. Africa is listening. So this is not going. It's not vain. I really appreciate for your insight, Ebenezer. Always a pleasure, Dr. Ebenezer.
Thank you, MC. It's been a while, and you've been missed by everyone around. So
yeah,
it's really nice talking
I
to you.
Appreciate, brother. Appreciate. I'm just gonna go to answer a couple questions that they come in, and maybe we'll wrap it a day. So, Ebenezer, I really appreciate. We have one question on the screen right here from Kuru 18. I said, last time I said, when we are going through this is very important to have your notes, and what I'm saying, like this can help somehow. On the same note, what do you think that Africa should learn from President John Magufuli? This is a very important question, and it's very personal. That's why I had to put right there, because Africa, we are blessed with like really good leaders. Some of them are gone, some of them are right here. So we have we have both sides. But answering to this question, I think one thing that personally I learned from Magufuli, rest in peace, is how the Pan-Africanism spirit, patriot, how much he cared for his people, how much he cared for people of the low income, because that it was his target, to go after people that they didn't have anything, people that they didn't like. In Tanzania, we call them wamachinga. Wamachinga are those people who are actually sitting beside the road and selling some stuff, right? He loved them and he cherished them. He cherished people who they were just low. Every time that he had a trip to go to this place, to that place, he always stopped by and talked to people, to local people, man. He was always critical to leaders, and he reduced a lot. He cut down a lot of expenses that they were happening in the government, and he was going to these local people, low people, and listening to what they were going through. Did he do everything perfect? No, he didn't do everything perfect. Did he do things wrong? Yes, he did things wrong. But one thing that I took from him and I'm learning is fear of God. He always mentioned that in everything that he does. He always say that. The second thing, hardworking. You would literally say there's no man who is working hard than him. Before he became president and after he became a president, even cutting down his own salary. Another thing is the spirit of just loving his people and his country and his nation and his continent. He loved his people. He loved his continent. And that it was something that he will always talk about. Yes, he's gone, but that spirit is still living in a lot of Africans out there. And that's what Africa should learn. We should learn how to love ourselves. We should learn how to be proud of ourselves. We should believe. He always said that, you know what, Africa, we can do this and that. We can do everything. We don't need support. We don't need, we can do. That was his message he preached about all the time. We should learn how to accept ourselves. We should know that we are able, we have ability. We cannot just succeed in entertainment business, but we can be doctors, like Ebenezer right there. We can be whoever. You can be whoever you want to be. We have to love ourselves. We have to love our country. We have to love our people. We have to love, man, our continent. We have to love each other because we are on the same journey. We are on the same. That's the spirit, man. And that's why we are trying to telling one another, you know, right here today and everybody. So I think that's one thing, one of the few things, a lot of things that actually we can learn from Marley. You know, and it's so sad. Every time I talk about him, man, I really get emotional. I really get emotional. Every time I talk about him, there's something here. It's like Wakanda, man, different tribes come to form one country. Definitely is how it's supposed to be in Africa. This is how it's supposed to be, you know. I have another question here. Do you support genocide against you know, when it comes killing people, I don't support. I like anything, not this particular, anything that is about killing people and taking people's life. I don't support. I don't care what is it. I'm not for it. I'm not for it. Most people are asleep. If you wake them, they hate you. That's a good one. Abel Negas. I think this Abel Negas, you must be a comedian. This is a good one. Yeah, most people are asleep. If you wake them, they hate you. Wake up, Africa. We have to wake up. All right. Sleeping is not good. I believe the title of the forum should be "How Can Africa Resist the Negative Influence of the West?" That's a really good one. I think we might come another day and talk about that. How Africa can resist the negative influence from the West is really important. And I think for a long time, as Abed was sharing here, for a long time we have been fed all these lies that, you know what, you cannot do it by yourself. You always need to find for support. And even if you don't ask for support, they'll always come and offer you loans. You know what I'm saying? And we like loans. For some reason, Africa, we just love loans so much. I was listening to this one speech of Kagame. This is what Kagame said. I have so much respect for Kagame. This is what he said. they asked him, they were like, do you think Africa can survive without loans? And he said, actually, we're receiving a lot of loans. We take a lot of loans all the time from World Bank, from the US. We take loans all the time. And that's the reason why we are able to improve. But he said, but every time we receive it, it's always have to be under our conditions. So a lot of leaders that we have, so many times when loans are coming, they're coming with their own conditions that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. They come with all these bunch of conditions that they are even impossible to achieve them. You know what I'm saying? And what you're going to do is nobody is just going to give you loans for free. No one is going to give you money for free. Do you think they love you that much? Oh, they want something from you. That's why they come and they give it to you. They want something from you. They want it. So he said, but all the time we receive under our own conditions. That, okay, if you're giving to us, then you have to know that in our government, we know exactly how to use this money. We know this money where it's supposed to go. You cannot tell us what we have to do with this money. No, you're giving this loan and you want us to improve. Okay, we're gonna do it. So what we do is we are very faithful with what we receive, and we work really hard on the things that matters, improving people's life, improving infrastructure, and make sure that we're having a good economy. And economy is rising up, and people are living good life. That's our focus. And you know what? I said, yes, this is good. I wish we don't receive loans. I wish, but if our economy cannot stand, cannot move forward without loans, then it has to be it has to be under our condition. We have to be the boss because it's our country. It's our people. You're gonna come and give me something and want me to do exactly how you want. You don't even know my people, you know what I'm saying? But still, I know we can actually survive Africa if we are united. That's why unity is very important. Because what you have, I don't have. What I have, you don't have. Nobody in Africa, no country is better than another country. I want to say that right now. No country is better than another country. You might be thinking right now in your mind, but your country is no better than another country. That's, if you think that way, that's the reason why we're divided. Because nobody's is going to think that my country is less than your country. No, it doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how many minerals. For example, the richest country now is Congo in the world, actually. Whatever that it has, but you cannot think that way because what Congo has, you don't have. What you have, they don't have. So it's perfect combo. That's why we need each other. That's why we need each other. Because we need to help one another. We need to be there for one another. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, guys. I mean, there's a lot of questions and there's a lot of points here. I might not be able to go through everything, but there's one point, that I wanna put on the screen before I run and I close this session for today. This is not the last day, guys. You're gonna be coming back to continue with One Africa Forum. This is pretty much like second edition. But there's one comment I was putting here for a while. I wanna put there again on the screen because it's very important. Where is that? Where is that? Oh, there's this another one. It's time to dismantle colonial borders. They are source of conflicts. That's so true. I'm saying like Africa before. Africa, man, these borders that we have that they separate one country. Now that was made by colonialism. Colonialists, they did that. You know what I'm saying? Like our borders should not be the reason to keep us, divided, like divide us. That should never be a reason. That should never be something. I can't find that comment anymore. Someone commented here that this generation should do better. This generation, we have to do better. We have to act better. Yeah, I wanted to put it here, but I cannot see it. It's so true that our generation has to do better. We can do better, guys. We can do better. You can do better. I can do better. We can do better. We have to do better, man. We have so many things to lose if we're not one, if you're not united. We have to do better. Our generation has to do better. And it starts with us. 35 people right now in this room. It has to start with us. We can do better. I believe in Africa, man. I believe in Africans. And I know that it's possible to have love, peace, and unity in Africa. Africa, man. That's what I'm here for. And One Africa Forum, guys, is for Africa. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'll always stand for. That's what I'll always speak about. So wherever you're from, guys, next time when we're having this, I want you guys to come. I want to have conversation. It would be amazing if I have a person from Ethiopia, if I have a representative from Tanzania, I'll have from Kenya, I'll have from South Africa, I'll have from Somalia, it would be amazing to have that. And I'm sharing the link in the comment section so you guys will be able to come and to share anytime. And as guys, I really appreciate for stopping here today. This was an amazing, long conversation with everybody. Please, you can stay connected with my Instagram, Mika Chavala. It's very important. Sometimes I share different questions on my Instagram to do research or to kind of like figure out what kind of video I want to create, content I want to create later. So please follow me right there. And we're going to be coming back for One Africa Forum for another time as well. If you haven't subscribed, please take a time to subscribe. This is your family. This is SN family. This is a place that you have to feel home. This is your home. You know what I'm saying? So do that, and yeah, and continue to support what we are doing here. We are trying to unite the whole continent of Africa, becoming one. So whatever videos, whatever content that we have on the channel, please don't hesitate to support them. Even if it's not your country, come and support. It's very important. I just had an interview with one of my friend, Fabian Yun. He's a French guy, and in the episode of Image of Africa Before and After, check that out. I released it today. Check that out. He's a very influential person. He's a celebrity here in Korea. He's doing amazing things. Check it out. Check our conversation and let us know what you think. So those are kind of things that you can actually support and check them out. Yeah, I really appreciate, guys. And I'll be leaving right now. Where I am right now is 3 a.m. in the morning. And I know in East African time it's like 9 p.m. It has to be 9 p.m. Yeah. But very soon I'll be somewhere else. And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil surprise, but very soon I'll be somewhere else. And yeah, I hope this conversation will keep going. Anyways, guys, I love you. And stay connected with our community tab. I'll be letting you guys know when we're gonna do One Africa Forum again. It might be tomorrow, it might be the day after tomorrow, but we're gonna keep doing this as many times as we can. So stay connected with community tab, and with my Instagram, I'll let you guys know. All right, I appreciate, guys. I love you. Stay safe. Always don't forget to love one another and spread peace wherever you are. Swahili Nation, Swahili to the world.